Whoa, I didn't see you there. I'm just kidding, that's a joke. Hello, I am Zelgerath, leader of Team Unknown. Today is May 27th. It's not really a particularly special day, but we stand on the precipice of a new era. The era of Switch 2. And what does that mean for us? It means the continued adventures of Pokemon in Pokemon Legends, ZA, and beyond. But right now, there's a lot of videos that I basically forgot to make because editing is hard. But we have to make sure that I make those videos. So let's start with this one. This one is about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Back in 2017, I was playing that game, and I was also playing a spin-off game called Pokemon Go, and that was really dividing my attention. Luckily back then I did take a lot of footage, and my friend Maya helped me organize it, and so now I present to you the Ultra Journal. Roll the tape.
You are about to enter a game cartridge. Beyond it lies another universe. A fictional universe. A universe of music. A universe of graphics. And of course, a universe of Pokémon. You're moving into a land of both day and night, of catching and training, of kahunas and lagunas. You just crossed over into the Ultra Journal. Project Ozma. From April 1960 to July of that year, scientists attempted to detect signs of extraterrestrial life by listening to radio frequencies coming from space. On that occasion, only the natural static of the universe could be detected. As people who consume fictional media, we are able to peer into multiple universes. The windows we use are books, TV, video game screens, or even our imaginations. In a sense, consuming media set within fiction makes us multiversal travelers. For example, I may not be a literal hero, but I've guided many fictional heroes in their quests to defeat villains. There are dangers, however, in spending too much time in the multiverse. One of those dangers is confusion, which I sometimes call the bleeding effect. Symptoms of the bleeding effect may include calling animals by the names of Pokemon or thinking Dracula is real. Another effect of spending time in the multiverse is a decreased perception of importance of each universe one interacts with, including your original one. As our attention is divided between an ever-increasing number of universes, our presences in each one diminishes a little bit. Generation 7 of Pokémon marks the beginning of a shift in the way Pokémon existed as a video game concept. The release and success of Pokémon Go resulted in more Pokémon spin-offs being created for mobile phones. However, unlike previous Pokémon spin-off games, with a few exceptions, these Pokémon phone games are designed to never be completed. For anyone wishing to engage with all of those spin-offs, doing your dailies may become a lengthy affair. The high cost of time and sometimes money that would be required in order to keep up with every spin-off results in choices having to be made by the player on which games to tackle and which games to hold back on. This is the story of the time I played Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They came out in November 2017, 364 days after the original Sun and Moon, but more than a year after Sun and Moon's demo. The older I get, the faster things seem to happen, but the key word here is seem. Time is linear, but our perception of time is not. For example, in the United States, Pokemon Platinum version and the Johto remakes came out only 357 days apart, and that's an even shorter gap than the one between Sun and Ultra Sun. But I was also younger back then, so the gap felt bigger. For me personally, when I finally had Heart Gold in my hands, Platinum had come out 5.5% of my life ago. On the other hand, when I picked up Ultra Moon at its release, the original Sun and Moon had come out just under 4% of my life ago. To me, it just felt too soon for enhanced versions of Sun and Moon. But over time, I've come to appreciate them. I thought the age of enhanced versions came to a close with Black 2 and White 2. The Unova sequels debuted a substantially different story from the original Black and White, and it was also a continuation of the first game's events. To be fair, the events of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are not an exact copy of Sun and Moon. They were more of a what-if scenario, but to me, they did feel a little too similar to the original Sun and Moon when compared to what the Unova sequels did. That said, there was a compelling reason for me to play these. Obviously, I had to catch them all. But also, these games represent a continuation of Giovanni's story, or perhaps only the stories of a handful of Giovannis throughout the multiverse. I was very curious about Team Rainbow Rocket, and I was hell-bent on stopping them. We didn't know it at the time, but these were the last main series games that would be capable of using all of the existing Pokémon. The next set of games, Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, didn't support any Pokémon besides the ones from Generation 1 as well as the Meltan family. And then, Sword and Shield defied the expectation that every Pokémon would enjoy universal support from the newest main series entry. A lot of us took that news pretty hard after getting used to the status quo for 18 entries or 33 games. In hindsight, it makes sense that the status quo was unsustainable, and it had to end sooner or later, especially as the roster approached and exceeded 1,000 species. The age of enhanced versions also ended with these games. This practice has since been replaced by DLC, which I think is probably for the best. I like DLC because you get to enjoy all of the new content, but you don't have to buy the whole game again, and you don't have to play through the base game again to do so. Also, since these are the last games before the Switch, they're also the last games to contain your save file on the cartridge. Nintendo Switch save files being stored on the console brought about a paradigm shift with distinct drawbacks and advantages, but I'll go into that in my Sword and Shield video. Just before the release of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I was on a quest to get all of the Pokémon McDonald's toys at the time. These ones were pretty cool, and they were all about Alola. It's time.
Alrighty, so now I have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's a little bit past midnight, and I guess I'm going to start Ultra Moon at this point. I'm going to choose the water starter and see how that goes. And I guess the most important thing is to catch them all, but right now, for me, the most important thing is to take down some villains that I know will eventually be in the story. So they're going down.
My circle pad fell off a year earlier, but that didn't stop me from getting started in my new Alolan adventure. I chose Poplio because I had already chosen Rowlet and Litten in the original Sun and Moon. Then I fell asleep.
Day 2. No, sorry, day 1. Morning 1.
As you can tell, there's some important business for me to take care of before I actually continue the story in that game. I've finished getting all of the McDonald's toys, so let's open them up. They're all together.
After the player shows his mom his starter, the professor shows him how to catch a Pokémon. I like how it zooms around and doesn't care where it goes. This young goose toy isn't so young anymore, as evidenced by how a corporate brand has changed in the time since this footage was captured. The Ultra Recon Squad are people from a different world. They are here exploring Alola, trying to restore light to their world.
They wear special glasses because they otherwise would be blinded by light.
But the main thing I was looking forward to was my first fight against my rival, which basically went like this. There was an online distribution event for Rockruff with the ability Own Tempo. Because I'm bad at Pokemon battling, I don't care much about what abilities Pokemon have, but in this case, Own Tempo is important because it allows Rockruff to evolve into Dusk form Lycanroc, and that was a new form exclusive to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
It evolves when leveled up between 5 and 5:59 p.m. Unfortunately for me, Ultra Moon has reversed day and night cycles from reality. So in the real world, I had to evolve it between 5 and 5:59 a.m.
After fighting Hala and completing the first grand trial, I met up with Alolan Professor Oak. He told me to collect stickers, and in exchange he would give me totem-sized Pokemon. All of this happened before Pokemon were given variable sizes in Pokemon Legends Arceus. But it did happen after the Pokemon Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist had 4 different sizes. Also, they say certain Pokemon are extra large or extra small in Pokemon Let's Go. And apparently, Magikarp had different sizes in Gold and Silver, at least according to the fisherman at the Lake of Rage. I think this is the first time that surfing in Pokemon felt like actual surfing. Not that I've actually surfed before. I found a place called Pikachu Valley, and this is where you can pick up a special event Pikachu by using a QR code. This QR code was given out to people who were seeing the Pokemon movie, but if you missed that, I have a good surprise for you guys.
I got a letter. Let's see. That's as dogs. Oh, look it. It is Rockruff. And what is that? Oh yeah, Growlithe. All right, let's see. Let's see. Who is this from? Okay. Enjoy the Pikachu, Zell. Hope all is going well in your Pokemon adventures. From Absol. Yes, the people at the movie theater did not have these, so I am very thankful to Matt, Absoltastic, and his Pokemon blog. Here is the link. Now, I've known Absol for some time, and I'm very happy he could send me this, as well as what should have been the QR code that they would have given everybody at the movie theater. Oh, hello. Alright, here we go. Now, for everyone at home, just scan this screen. Perfect.
A member of the Ultra Recon Squad fought me in a Pokemon battle, either to test me or to practice their battling skills. But the main thing I noticed was that they had Poipole, a Pokemon I didn't have yet.
Man, what a day to go to school. It is so rainy. Well, I mean, it doesn't look it from the picture you're seeing, but wow. I'm gonna go all the way to school for one class. But then I'm gonna play some Pokemon.
Continuing the game, I learned that the Ultra Recon Squad is teaming up with Luzamin to do something, but I forget what it was.
It's Thanksgiving at like 5 p.m. You know, the world really is a dark place as it approaches winter. I'm gonna go home and play some Pokemon, but my progress is kind of slow because of all the things I have to do, like work and school. But let's see how fast I can finish. Day after Thanksgiving, I'm playing through this game at a very slow crawl because I've had a lot of work. I got more than half of the stickers that will get me the totem-sized Pokemon. But one of these days I'm gonna have the day off and I'll finally play this game for serious. Again, there's a day where I basically didn't play Pokemon. However, Ho-Oh is going to appear tomorrow in Pokemon Go, and I need to catch it. I'm heading back from catching a Ho-Oh, and well, I did it. I caught Ho-Oh. And so I have to go to work again. But at some point, maybe after I'm done with my homework, I can go and actually continue playing the game. Bonjour! Alright, so it's nighttime out there, but it's time for me to actually play this game. Let's do this! That's the Hoenn region, but why? Alright, good morning. Today's my free day, so I'm gonna figure it out. Catch some Pokemon, and, well, actually, probably won't catch anything, but I will see if I can finish the Island Challenge.
If there's one thing I learned from Pokemon Go, it was that legendary Pokemon should be caught in Premier Balls. So I made sure to buy 999 of them just in case. I don't know how I did it. I forgot if I did it the clever way in Thrifty Megamart in Royal Avenue with the discount, or if I did it the expensive way. Z-moves are pretty cool. This one says 10 million volts, which I'm told is like a stun gun.
It's still there. 1998, so... Holy smokes. Almost 20 years. Oh my gosh.
I did another grand trial or two, and I either had a festive coffee or hot chocolate. Whatever it was is now lost to time. I got the moon flute, and Lily and I played a song. Then her backpack ran away and turned into a legendary Pokemon. Then Necrozma arrived, and then it fused with Lunala, turning into Dawn Wings Necrozma. Then, all over Alola, Ultra Beasts attacked. I tried to catch Necrozma, but it didn't work, and then it escaped with Alola's light and went back into Ultra Space. This would be known as the Darkest Day. I'm just kidding, that was something else. Luckily, the Ultra Recon Squad have a Solgaleo, so they let me take it on an Ultra Warp ride. Later, I would be doing those a lot. Ultra Megalopolis. No Mega Pokemon. But yes, it does have Ultra Beasts. After I climbed Megalo Tower, Necrozma's brain fell out and exploded. Then Necrozma achieved its true form, Ultra Necrozma. The main thing I remember about this fight is that it was really hard, but I did have enough healing items in order to win. After all of that, the Ultra Recon Squad let me have Poipole. Apparently, Necrozma is the source of Z-crystals, as well as the auras of totem Pokemon.
Hey guys, the shackle's back on because Gen 3 has arrived. And I went to work today thinking I would be able to do my homework. But I forgot the charger for my laptop, and I didn't even bring my 3DS. So there's only one other recourse I can take. I watched the Hoopa movie, and now I will probably continue watching Pokemon X and Y. I have about 22 and a half hours of content to watch on Netflix, specifically involving Pokemon. And that leads up to the Alola series, and I haven't started watching that yet. But apparently it's very different. I might start reading this, but not all of the Hoenn Pokemon are out yet. Maybe I will. Another busy day for me today, doing an assignment. But today I'm at least going to charge my Nintendo. Oh, look at that. What's up with that? I'm not sure if I've ever shown you my gaming setup. This is a new thing I did. And, so I'm playing my TV, which is in a box. Right now it has no signal, but let's turn on the Wii U. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, there we go. So basically, I have to beat this game because I'm giving it away for Christmas. And after that, I'll go back to Pokemon. Tomorrow is my last day of class, and then maybe I can play some Pokemon finally. Maybe. If you called my bluff, you're correct. I'm gonna play another game that I'm gonna give away for Christmas. I'm running out of time!
I saw a Star War, and then I found Necrozma in a crater.
Serious? Oh my god, it just... This caught me by surprise.
There was a group of people recreating the Nugget Bridge recruitment experience, but it was just a prank. After all, Giovanni was defeated in this universe. I finally made it to the Pokemon League. Primarina was definitely ready. We blew through the Elite Four, and we went to face our last opponent.
Oh, it's just like Generation 1. Oh, I know where he is. What's he up to? Not really.
After the credits rolled, it was time to get serious. I caught a brick wall, and then Sophocles warned me about Team Rocket invading Festival Plaza.
Okay, Sophocles, normally I would not care. However, this is Team Rocket related, so absolutely.
There was something different about the R on the grunt's shirt, almost like it was a rainbow R. Well, we took care of those digital invaders, but then the real Team Rainbow Rocket took over Aether Paradise. It turns out that Faba let the evil team leaders into this universe from universes where they caught a legendary Pokémon and succeeded in their evil plans. Maxie turned all of the water into land. Archie turned all of the land into water. Cyrus destroyed the universe and created a new one without emotions in it. Lysander killed everybody in the world except for Team Flare, and he plans to do it again. All in all, I would say that Team Rainbow Rocket isn't the most compatible group of villains in the multiverse. Also, Getsus is there and attacks Lily, but Colress hits him with an Alt F4. Then I fought Giovanni himself, and he had Mega Mewtwo Y. Ultimately, Colress sends everyone back to their original universes, except for Giovanni apparently. The ending reveals that Giovanni escaped into the multiverse. I wonder why they were called Rainbow Rocket.
Rainbows are often portrayed as otherworldly portals to fantastic places. The Bifrost in Norse mythology is a rainbow bridge spanning the real world and Asgard.
Sal, I gotta tell you something.
Maya, what are you doing here?
I just came from the multiverse.
The multiverse?
It's dangerous out there. Don't go in there.
So I should stay away from that ultra wormhole?
Yeah, don't touch that.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, I gotta tell you something real quick.
What is it?
It's about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I already beat that game. In fact, I'm making a video about that right now. What is it about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for the Nintendo 3DS family of systems that you want to talk to me about?
Did you ever realize that it's the same story as The Wizard of Oz?
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, Pokemon Black and White were exactly the same thing as Legend of Korra Season 1, and Pokemon X and Y were the exact same thing as Full Metal Alchemist. But okay, alright, I'll tell me the details of your theory, Maya.
Just hear me out, okay? Lily is Dorothy.
Oh? Okay, so she's the main character, alright.
Lusamine is the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh.
Cosmog is Toto.
I guess that makes sense, because in the book, the Wicked Witch of the West harasses Dorothy and Toto, much like how Lusamine harasses Nebby and Lily. But wait, what about the companions of Dorothy? Do they have equivalents in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
Okay, get ready.
I'm ready.
In your playthrough of Ultra Moon, Professor Kukui and his Decidui are the Scarecrow, because they're looking for knowledge.
Oh, that is true. The Scarecrow wants a brain, and in this case, knowledge is kind of similar to a brain.
Hao and his Incineroar represent the Cowardly Lion.
But he's a tiger. I guess that makes sense. I don't know how, but Hao has to get some courage in order to fight Gladion.
And you, the player, because you picked Poplio and have Primarina, represent Glinda. You're the one that guides Lily on her journey.
I suppose I did guide all of these characters through the story. Glinda is known for making bubbles, but only in the movie. But Maya, there's no Tin Man. Where's the Tin Man?
Type null is the Tin Man. It literally gains a heart to evolve.
Whoa! My mind is blown! This theory is foolproof. Wow. I've really gained a new respect for the Wizard of Oz. And also Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's basically like they're basically the same exact story.
Basically.
Alright,
I gotta go.
I'll get you, my Lily, and your little Cosmo, too.
What? Oh, that was weird. In the 1939 film version of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy Gale yearns for a place without the ugliness of reality, and she imagines that place to be on the other side of a rainbow. In the 1904 sequel to the original Oz book, the plot follows a boy named Tip who goes on an adventure. It is revealed that Tip had unknowingly been transformed as a baby, and at the end of the story is restored to her true form as the Princess of Oz. Her true name is Ozma. The 1960 experiment, Project Ozma, was looking for life on other planets. And although they didn't find what they were looking for, the search didn't end there. It was only the beginning. My opinion is that there probably is life on other planets, but we're unlikely to ever meet them.
So there's a nest over there of metadite. Apparently up to 2 can show up at a time. And I'm here playing Pokemon Ultra Moon. Yeah, people know about the nest, so they're periodically showing up when metadite shows up as well. Creepy in the dark. Well, only one more metadite, and I'll have enough for Medicham. So I'm rendering some footage for the America Quest 2, and it's gonna take like 4 more hours, but I'm happy that I'm doing it because I really want to get some videos out there. I have a test tomorrow, but after my test, I'm gonna go to a nest that is full of mudkips, or so they say anyways. My hope is to get this fellow, Swampert, in Pokemon Go. Wow. So this is the place Mudkip lives. I would never have found this place if it weren't for Pokemon. Remember that even after finding every last totem sticker, that doesn't mean the quest to understand precisely what totem Pokemon are or what source their auras derive from will end. We also have no idea why some of them can be deposited into the bank and some of them cannot. Aww. I wanted a GS ball. Alright, stick it in the pile. I guess that replaced the one that caught Necrozma. I guess it's too dangerous to keep playing. Good morning. I'm just kidding, I didn't sleep. But I'm back, and it is morning. I want to catch some mudkips. I just have to catch like 11 more mudkips, and that will get me Swampert. Although I wasn't having much luck last night, I think maybe during the day they're more active. I don't really know how nests work.
How to fish. Step 1. Face towards the water. Step 2. Hit the select button. Oh man, it's a real Pokemon among all these fake ones. Repeat until you have 240 more Magikarps. And done! Not too bad, took me a few hours. But now you see the sun is gone. I better get to the mall because the Christmas event just started. I just caught a Delibird. And that's the end of hunting Delibirds. But there are 20 more Pokemon in the world now, so let's see what they are. Alright, so this is how I kind of keep track of the Pokemon I have in Pokemon Go. More the Pokemon I need to catch. The ones with the blue outlines, they are the ones that I think I can catch during the Christmas event. The ones with the red outlines are the ones that are reasonably possible to catch, but ones I will probably catch after the Christmas event. The ones with the black outline are ones that I can technically catch without leaving my town, but are very difficult. Unknowns because they're so uncommon, and Mewtwo because you need an invite to participate in the raid. The ones in green are the regional exclusive ones that are not in my region. I happened to catch Farfetch'd because it was a global event, but unless I actually go to other countries or down in Florida, I'm not going to catch any of these. Unless they do another event. Or if somehow Mime Jr. is not exclusive and I get enough candies to evolve it into Mr. Mime. This row includes Pokemon that for some reason aren't anywhere in the world yet. And the last 3 rows are the Pokemon that are part of Generation 3 that are not in the game yet. As in, they have not appeared anywhere in the world yet, but they are in the code of the game.
Ditto can turn into people.
Alright, so now I have these for the legendaries, and these for the Ultra Beasts. I feel like I wasted a lot of my Pokemoney, but now I'm ready for anything.
It was time to catch all the legendary Pokemon. First, Lily let me catch Nebby the Lunala.
Now this place makes sense.
And then I fought and caught 50% Zygarde and the Tapus one by one. Coco, Lily, Bulu, and Feeny.
This one can join player. Both of these can join player 1.
I can't. Why? I don't know.
Then I went to the opposite world and got Cosmog.
I want that Cosmog. I'm going to the Ultra Wormhole.
It was then time to explore the Ultra Wormholes. Catching all the legendary Pokemon in this game took a very long time. The method was to play the minigame and aim to land in a high-level portal of a particular color. It's random what universe you end up landing in, but as you catch more legendaries, some of the portal colors will be exhausted of legendary Pokemon universes, and so you can avoid going into more portals of those colors.
It's Palkia! About time you showed up.
When you're determined to catch each legendary Pokémon using a Premier Ball, that tends to make the process a bit longer. When it comes to the process of capturing a Pokémon, I'm the type of person who really likes a challenge. I would probably never actually use a Master Ball.
What the? Oh god. This what the heck just happened? Alright. I know what to do. Uh-oh. Okay, alright, it's time for that. What the heck just happened? Do it. I finally used one. Oh my god, what just happened? Not right now. I'm happy. I'm gonna head to my party, dude. What the? Let's save.
It was a nice little grind going after all of the legendaries native to Ultra Moon. Similar to previous games, some legendaries are exclusive to Ultra Sun, and some are in both games but have prerequisites involving gathering the version-exclusive legendaries into the same game. So those would be the last legendaries I could go after.
Man, it's frozen the ocean a little bit. It is pretty cold out there. There's 2 Pokemon gyms in my area that have had Mewtwo raids. So for both of them, I'm intentionally trying to get the gold badge, just in case it increases my chances of getting an invitation. Of course, I can do this passively. What I should really be focusing on is watching the rest of the X and Y anime. Except for the final season of Generation 6, called X, Y, and Z. The first 2 seasons, X and Y, are going to be taken down from Netflix starting in like 2 days. So I have about 6 more episodes to watch. I think I'm going to try to do that today. I'm not surprised, it is an Ultra Wormhole shiny, but I do have a Barbaracle. Wow, Barbaracle.
There's a wide range of universes accessible from the Ultra Wormhole. They range from the fantastical to the mundane. One universe I visited is basically the same universe as I came from, but with a slight difference. An invasive species of Pokemon called Guzzlord presumably arrived from Ultra Space and started eating everything. Most of the inhabitants of the Pokemon planet left for another planet, and they've left Guzzlord behind with its very large meal.
I'm gonna start Ultra Sun now. It's January 1st, 2018. Can you believe it?
When I started Ultra Sun, I chose Rowlet again. This time I named him after a review that somebody left on PokemonCenter.com. And I also decided not to evolve him.
Night, I checked out the nest for the Whalamers, and I got there too late, but I did see a supermoon. The 1000th episode is coming. in Japan, but then a few more will be our 1,000th episode. Because they have episodes that we didn't get. Alright, so I finished this book, and I have another book too. Yeah, this one is shorter, and it's the only one that I haven't read that has been translated into English. They're not that great, but, it's something to read, because I forgot my 3DS at home. It looks like this one might have a storyline. Dude, look at this stuff. That's ice flowing down a river. I've never really seen this. It's not a river, it's a canal, but the same thing. So there's nothing left to do without playing Pokemon Ultra Sun. So I started Pokemon Ultra Sun and chose Rowlet, and then I traded that to Ultra Moon and trained it. He's now level 70, and I have him holding an Everstone. Or rather, I will as soon as I pick one up. And it's time for me to play through Pokemon Ultra Sun. It's not going to be difficult because it's level 70. Seems like a good day to finally beat Pokemon Ultra Moon. There it is. It's sticking. Lame. I guess we have to beat the Elite Four.
I was inspired to keep Rowlet from evolving because I really wanted to see this scene. I caught Blacephalon! The Rainbow Rocket in Ultra Sun has a few differences, like Lysander having Xerneas, Cyrus having Dialga, Ghetsis having Zekrom, and Giovanni having Mega Mewtwo X. I thought it was funny to see an island challenge start from Nanu's Island.
Alright, I think it's time for me to start catching legendaries. I got that many. For the legendaries that I don't already have. I have these for the Ultra Beasts that are only in Ultra Sun. And I have these just to catch the legendaries that I already caught in the other game. However, since I do need 2 Necrozmas, I'm gonna catch this guy in a Premier Ball.
I caught Necrozma and Solgaleo to fuse together later, and then I went into the Ultra Wormhole in Ultra Sun.
Alright, it's time to go into the Ultra Wormhole yet again. So I went through a yellow wormhole, and this one has a legendary. I don't know which one. Ah, looks like one of the Reggies. So I'm going to catch it with an Ultra Ball so that it is no longer in the mix when I go into another yellow one. Okay. Oh, good.
Seriously?
Please be Groudon. Please be Groudon. Come on. No! Yes!
This pie chart helped me figure out which portal colors to aim for.
Ho-Oh or Tornadus. Ho-Oh or Tornadus. Ho-Oh or Tornadus. Oh no. Come on, Latios. Let's see. Latios? Yes. Let's just hope it's shiny. Let's see. If it's shiny, man, that'd be crazy. If it's not shiny, I'm gonna be mad. I'm mad. This could be a lot of stuff. Oh? Excellent. Let's see, is this good? This is not. Alright, let's see. Oh, no. Let's see if this is good. Come on, give me something. I've never been so disappointed to see a Mewtwo. Alright, come on, be something good. Oh. Great. Come on, Tornadoes. Tornadoes. Come on. Come on, please don't be Zapdos. Please don't be Zapdos. Ooh. Yes. It's Tornadus. Alright. Give me a cover legend. Oh! For a second, I thought that was one of the Musketeers, but it is not. We're so close. Give us something good. What is that? No. Okay, I want a DS era cover legendary, and I think I have one. Yes. If this is Dialga, this is the last thing I have to do in the game. Oh yeah. The last legendary I need from Ultra Sun.
Eventually, it was time to trade the key Pokémon from Ultra Sun to Ultra Moon. This would unlock the universes of the final legendaries.
So, for some reason, certain Pokemon can't go into the bank. Those are the totem Pokemon that were introduced in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I have no idea why they can't go into the bank, because the totem Pokemon that existed before can go into the bank, but you were never able to obtain them until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Alright, this is something good. It's one of the 5 that you need to play both games first to get. Let's see. Could be Rayquaza or Landorus. Let's see. Must be Landorus. He was a bit sideways.
Okay, so this has to be
Suicune or Kyurem.
it's Kyurem.
It's Suicune. And it is now time to catch the final legendary Pokémon.
Giratina was the final legendary Pokemon I caught, and so I moved on to totem-sized Pokemon. By collecting all 100 totem stickers in both Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I was able to assemble the full collection.
So I finally caught all of the legendary Pokemon in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and for the most part, all of them were caught in Premier Balls. The only exception is one that I had a really good reason to use a Master Ball for. I also am done getting the Totem Pokemon. There's nothing about them that makes them different, except their size, and you can only tell that they're big compared to the others of their species. Until I can put them in bank, I'm gonna keep them in my Ultra Moon. Now, I'm gonna do what I came here to do. I'm here to catch them all.
I got a second Poipole from Ultra Sun, and asked this lady to teach it Dragon Pulse. After leveling it up, it evolved into Naganadel. By fusing Necrozmas with Lunala and Solgaleo, I was able to obtain both cover forms of Necrozma. Unfortunately, they couldn't be added to bank or home in that form, probably because they contain double the amount of data as a regular Pokemon, which, let's be honest, is a very insignificant amount of ones and zeros. But theoretically, if they let a fused Pokemon take up one space in bank or home, they would also have to allocate extra data space to everyone in the world, just in case any one of them decided to fill a bank or home entirely with fused Pokemon. I added the 4 new Ultra Beasts to my living Pokedex, having not really paid attention to their Pokedex numbers.
And there we go. We're much closer now to Pokemon number 1000. But you know what? I can do better. This living Pokedex is not quite up to the task. It can definitely be improved.
I think that one of the keys to success in an endeavor is deciding a clear definition of your goal so that you know the precise moment when your goal has been achieved. If you set your goal to be too big, it may never be achievable. If you set the goal to be too small, your victory might feel a little unsatisfactory. It was at this point in my journey that I widened the goal of my living Pokedex a little bit in order to include some gender differences. I carefully defined which ones to include by collecting both gendered forms only if the PC sprites were visually different.
You gotta be kidding me. How did he get this far?
I would later widen my goal again to include all gender differences, but this was an incremental step towards that. I also did a good amount of research about what Pokemon forms could be stored in Pokemon Bank and which ones could not. And so I added Pokemon like Hoopa Unbound, and of course the new forms of Lycanroc and Pikachu. This was the last game where I could wholesale drop my living dex into my PC to complete the Alolan Pokedex. Come to think of it, although my actions would have completed the National Dex, the National Dex no longer existed in this game. This omission was a hint or foreshadowing for what was to come in the next major installments. But for me, the very idea of not having every Pokemon able to enter the next game was simply unthinkable.
So I just learned a little bit about the National Pokedex, and that those purple ones are not at the end. It's actually these guys. But I was confused because we heard about the wall and the clown before we heard about the purple one, so I assumed the purple one was at the end, but I was just wrong about that.
And so my adventure in Alola concluded. Technically, Generation 7 continued with a return to the Kanto region on a new gaming console called the Nintendo Switch. But that's another story. And what happened to Giovanni? Well, he went on to invade Pokemon Go. But I believe he made a pit stop first.
Whoa, you're back. So you finished watching the video. That was beautifully edited, wasn't it? Anyway, what video should we make next? We could make the England quest, or maybe we should do the Spain quest, or maybe, just maybe, Year 9 of Pokemon Go. So anyways, those are Bluesky handles. So you can follow us on Bluesky. I don't post much, but I do post a lot about filling my wallet in The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition. You know, that wallet goes up to 10 million minus 1, and I didn't know that when I started, and so it's just been a slog of doing it and listening to audiobooks, but I guess that'll be a future video, maybe on a different channel. But I guess who you really should be following is probably Maya. She is our Team Unknown shiny hunter. She's been catching a lot of shiny Pokemon, and she's pretty much I feel like she's really close to done catching all of the shiny Pokemon in the world that can be shiny. So yeah, just follow us, and also thank you for watching again. I think they found me. Team Unknown out. I have to get out of here.
Tell me the details of your theory, Maya.
Just hear me out, okay? Lily is Dorothy.
Oh?
Cosmog. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were gonna.
That's okay.
Do you want me to start?
Just start that sentence.
Okay. Lily is Cosmog.
No, Maya, that's not possible.